Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good. So in this particular video series, we are going to discuss about price action trading. So if you're interested in price action trading, or if you want to learn about price action trading, if you want to be a successful price action trader, you'll find very interesting concepts and interesting trading strategies in this particular video series. So I am myself a full-time trader. I'm trading in the market from last 10 to 12 years. So whatever I'm going to cover in this particular video series is based on my own trading experience, based on what I have understood from the market. So if you want to know more about me, if you want to know more about my trading style and my approach, kindly visit my website, that is www.tradingcoach.co.in. So there you can find all the information about me. And I trade across all the different segments. I trade in commodities, I trade in currencies, Indian currencies, and I trade in stocks, I trade in futures. All right. I do occasionally trade in options, but I'm not a complete options trader, but I do take directional option trades. So throughout my trading journey, I have learned that price action is one of the superior technique which is available for retail traders. So if you're a retail trader, or if you're a small trader, right, if you're a small fund manager, or if you're a small portfolio manager, you will see that price action trading will help you a lot. It will help you to understand the markets very well, and it will also help you to trade with some clarity. You will have exact idea where you should enter, where you should exit, and all these a precise way to trade the markets. So in this particular video series, we will explore as much as possible. And if you have any questions or any doubts, you can always leave the questions. You can always ask me the questions in the comment section. I will try to go through the comments and I will try to answer them. And also, if you have any, if you're interested to learn more about these type of trading approach, if you want to know more about trading strategies, and if you want to learn more insightful lessons like these, I recommend you to subscribe, and also I recommend you to hit the notification icon, so that whenever we release any new videos or any insightful contents, you'll be able to receive them if you are watching this on YouTube. At the same time, I'll be leaving this entire content along with the video, along with some study notes on my website. So you can go through my website as well. So being said that, let us get started. Let us see what we are going to discuss in this particular video. So we are going to talk about price action trading. So we will try to understand what exactly is price action trading, and we will look at some of the examples of price action analysis, and we'll also talk about different tools and different approach which is used by professional price action traders. All right. So we are going to discuss a little bit about support and resistance. We'll talk about recognizing the patterns and all these related things. So first, let us get started by understanding what exactly is price action trading. So first of all, when it comes to price action trading, we trade without any indicators. All right, we are not going to use any indicators. All right, we'll just look at the price chart, and to a certain extent we may use volume. So the major tool which we are going to use is either price or volume. So mainly we are going to use price and volume, and some traders, they may use some kind of supplementary indicators, right? So you may see some price action traders will use moving average. Some of them might use something like Bollinger Band. So some supplementary indicators, people might use it, but most of the price action traders, they don't use any indicators. They trade purely on the basis of price, and to a certain extent, they also use volume. So the second most important point is that price action trading is based on chart reading. So if you're a price action trader, your whole information is based on reading the charts. All right. So just like reading the books, when you read the book, you get some information, right? When you are going through the book, you'll get information about about the ideas and all these things. So like that, when you read the charts, you will get a very good understanding about the market behavior. You will understand who's dominating the markets. All right. You'll understand whether the markets are controlled by bulls or whether the markets are controlled by the bears. Who's controlling the market, right? You'll understand what's happening behind the scenes. Whether is there any manipulation is going on, or is there any big players buying the stock, or is there any any institutional trading activities taking place. So you'll be able to read all these things just by looking at the chart. So when we mean by chart reading, you're reading the price chart and you're gathering some valuable information through which you can take decisions. And the third most important key point is that it is used by professional traders and institutional traders. So price action trading is not just used by retail traders, it is also used by people who are trading in professional background, people who are trading in the prop desk, people who are trading in the different institutional background. They do use price action trading techniques, especially in the institutions and in the financial companies where automated trading is not taking place, where only manual trading is still taking place. They usually use this type of this kind of price action trading strategy, this kind of price action trading approach. Another important and interesting thing is nowadays even algorithmic trading strategies are based on price action. Alright, so if you're a trader who's coding algorithms, if you're an automated trader, if you're using some automated trading techniques, they also design their strategies using price action techniques. So even though in algorithmic trading, even though the entire trading is taken care by the automated system, the bot will do all types of trading. The bot will automatically, put the buy order, sell order and things like that. But despite that, the entire background of the trading strategy will be based on price action. So the algorithmic bot will only execute the strategy. It will only, try to buy and sell the stock. But the entire trading logic is based on price action. So these are some of the key points related to price action. So we have discussed about the key points. Now let us look at some examples of price action analysis. Let us see how price action analysis actually looks like. Alright, so right now I'm looking at 30 minutes chart of Marico Limited. And in this particular chart, I can see the prices moving back and forth here. As you can notice the chart, I'm not using any indicators, I'm not using any particular tools. So maybe what I will do is I will try to add a little bit of volume here. Alright, I will try to add the volume here. Let me do this. As you can notice the chart, I have added the volume here. I have added the volume at the bottom of the screen. You can clearly see this. So once I have added the volume, so now what I have to do is I need to focus on the price movement. So as I pointed out before, we can see that the prices are actually on a sideways movement. You can see the prices are just making a kind of a up and down market behavior. We cannot see any directional moves here. The market is not making higher highs, neither it is making lower lows, but rather what we see is a kind of a zigzag movement. And now what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, I will try to draw the support and resistance line. So let me just quickly draw the resistance line over here. I can see a very well defined resistance exactly at this point. So I can clearly notice it. So let me write it down here. Let me write down the so-called resistance here. So we can notice a very solid resistance exactly around 538 to 540. So when we notice the resistance, we can also see a lot of behavior or a lot of price action that is taking place exactly at the resistance, right? So we have a very good price action over here. I have just highlighted that in the yellow color mark. So let me highlight a couple of other price behavior as well. So here we can notice the prices are testing the resistance level multiple times. We can notice that particular price behavior. So when I mean by price action trading, or when I mean by chart trading, so this is what I mean. Alright, so when you do price action trading, right, you will try to read the charts directly by looking at them. Alright, you will be trying to draw the support lines, you will try to draw the resistance line, but more than just drawing the support and resistance, you will also try to study the market behavior. Okay, so in this particular case, I can see what kind of market behavior is going on. I can notice that the prices are testing the resistance multiple times. The market is trying to break through the resistance. We can clearly notice this, right? And not only that, you can also notice another type of pattern here, right? You can see a very good pattern over here. The prices are trying to squeeze through the resistance. The buyers are trying to hold the prices very closer to the resistance. They are not letting the prices fall below this particular line. So you see the line here, the line exactly around 530. The buyers are not letting the prices to cross below this particular support line. So this is something we call as absorption. So absorption means, the buyers are absorbing the sellers, they are consuming the sellers, all right. They're not letting the sellers cross below this particular line. They are trying to thrust themselves to break this particular resistance, okay. And apart from that, we can also notice another interesting behavior over here. So this is something we call as rejection. Alright, you see this sharp upside movement here, right? A sharp wick over here. The prices went all the way till this point. They were trying to break this level over here, but it failed and it just closed inside this particular resistance. It went all the way to the high and it has closed below the resistance. So we can see the presence of sellers. At the same time, we can see a lot of buyers who bought the stock here, right? A lot of buyers who thought this is a breakout. A lot of buyers who looked at this particular stock on lower time frame, and when they ended up buying this particular stock, they might have got trapped. So we can see a rejection, we can see a very good resistance line, and right now we can also see an absorption here. So along with all this price behavior, if I notice the volume, I can also see that the volume is slightly picking up, right? So every time we see some buying pressure, every time we see some buying activity on the price, the volume is just picking up. You can clearly notice this, right? So every time when the prices comes closer to this particular line, the volume is spiking up here, which means we see some good indication of buyers. We are seeing some good engagement of buyers, okay? So this is how price action analysis actually work. If you're paying close attention to the chart, if you're noticing what I'm doing here, you can understand what I have done so far, right? So I'm just looking at the price movement. I'm trying to read the charts, and along with drawing the support and resistance, along with just drawing the resistance in this particular case, I was also looking for the patterns, right? I'm trying to identify the patterns or the price action which is taking place down the which is taking place around the resistance. And not only that, I was also looking at the volume, and I'm trying to correlate the price with the volume, right? So I'm trying to get a kind of insight into the market behavior using nothing but just the price movement as well as the volume. So this is what we call as price action analysis. This is what we call as price action setup. So what we have here, this particular absorption pattern, this is what we call as a setup. So when I see a pattern like this, I can use this opportunity to take a long trade, and if the trade works out in my favor, I can stand to gain some decent returns. If the prices goes up, I can end up making some decent returns. So this is how price action trading actually works. We'll be looking at the price behavior, we'll be looking at the price movement, and within the price behavior, we will try to understand some important key levels. At the basic point, we will try to look at the important points of support, resistance, and all these things. And apart from that, along with the support and resistance, we will try to look for certain type of patterns, certain type of behavioral patterns which will take place within those support and resistance lines. So as you can notice, if you're a price action trader, you will not use anything more than the price chart and volume. And also when we talk about the tools, you're just going to use support and resistance. All you have to do is you need to know how to mark the support and resistance in a proper manner, and also you need to know how to recognize the patterns, how to recognize the behavior that takes place along the support and resistance. So this is what we call as price action. Alright, so this is not a rocket science. It's very easy to learn, it's very easy to apply. So all it takes is a little bit of practice in the beginning stages. Alright folks, hope you understand what exactly is price action trading. So if you want to know, if you have missed some concepts, if you missed some understanding in the middle, I recommend you to go through the video once again. Make sure you understand the concept of price action trading very well. And at the same time, in the upcoming videos, we will discuss more about, more about drawing the support line, resistance line. We'll also discuss more about the trading strategies and things like that. So make sure you subscribe to this particular video. Make sure you tap on the notification icon so that you can follow along with the course very easily. At the same time, if you have any questions, leave it on the comment section. And finally, if you like this video, if you like my explanation, if you feel like what I'm offering is valuable, if you feel, you can find some value in my content, kindly click on the like button. So we will catch up in the next video, and finally, thanks a lot for watching.